Hello, my little sparklings, and welcome back to another Brave Police J-Decker episode review. Today, we're taking a look at the episode Clash, Shadow-Maru, or Showdown with Shadow-Maru, depending on who's translating it. That's the tricky thing with these relatively obscure transforming robot shows. The sub says one thing, while the wiki says something slightly different, but they're pretty much the same thing. In this episode, Shadow-Maru attempts to save his brother, Kagero. We begin this episode where the last one left off, with Shadow-Maru ready to defend his brother from the rest of the brave police sent here to stop him. Without a word, Kagero attacks his brother. Yuta orders J-Decker to shoot Kagero, but he finds himself unable to fire, seeing much of himself in his opponent. Kagero attempts to fly away in beast mode, but McCrane shoots him down with his shotgun. So much for being a pacifist, huh? Shadow-Maru chases after his brother and questions him.
答えろ、カゲロウ。なぜ約束を破った？それが答えなのか？
Kagero blasts his way out and nearly murders Yuta, but thankfully Shadow-Maru saves him. Kagero goes for the coup de grace on Shadow-Maru, forcing him to end his own brother's life.
こんなお決まりの終わり方かよ。カゲロウ。
We cut to Ken Shinjo, the Brave Police's original AI designer, on board his ship, the X-Line, which, Googling to try and find some special meaning to this name, all I could come up with are fertility supplements. Maybe Kenny has some difficulty... you know what, never mind.
だが、カゲロウの死は無駄ではない。彼は、この新型潜水空母アビスの頭脳として蘇るんだから。
Back at the Decker room, they come to the same realization that we're already aware of.
They sucked his brains out.
じゃあ、俺のせいなのか。俺があの時カゲロウを捕らえていたらこんなことには。
Shadow-Maru gets upset and goes for a walk. However, his fuel tank is already low. I wonder what the Brave Police run on. Not Energon, obviously. Maybe we'll find out in this episode. Meanwhile, Azuma flashes back to when he and Shinjo were in college.
東さん、僕は機械の体に憧れてるんです。
サイボーグか。600万ドルの男ってわけだな。
For those who aren't 100 years old, The $6 Million Man was a TV show from the 1970s about a guy named Steve Austin. No, not that Steve Austin. The astronaut Steve Austin, who was given bionic implants to give him superhuman strength, speed, and vision. The show was so popular that it had a spin-off, The Bionic Woman, which was basically the same idea, but with boobs.
I don't suppose you consider putting Steve in a dress, huh?
Anyway, Shinjo wants to copy his own brain and digitize it, basically make an electronic backup of himself and install it in a robot body, which is something we've seen before, such as in the Transformers episode Autobot Spike, where Spike was injured in a battle with the Decepticons, so his mind was temporarily transferred to the body of Autobot X, a Frankenstein's monster-like creation of mismatched spare parts. Or how about the Black Mirror episode, and the best Black Mirror episode in my opinion, San Junipero, in which it's possible to digitize a person's mind and upload it to a virtual reality server, essentially allowing someone to live forever in the heaven of their choosing. Or what about the recent video game Cyberpunk 2077, in which Johnny Silverhand, aka Keanu Reeves' mind, is digitized by a device called Soul Killer, and through a series of circumstances, gets uploaded into the body of our player character, V. Or how about a real-life example? Martine Rothblatt, a trans woman and creator of SiriusXM, is currently working on a way to digitize her wife's consciousness so that she can live on forever as a robot. Plus, when her daughter was diagnosed with a rare illness, she created a brand new medicine that halted the disease. Quite the impressive woman. Simply put, digitizing the soul is hardly something new in pop culture, and has been around basically since computers have existed. At the Tomonaga residence, Azuki is giving their kitty a bath. Aw, poor kitty. And in a bit of fan service, she's doing it in just a towel. Oh boy. And there's a really crass joke that I could make here, but I'll just let you figure out what that might have been. Urunyan, which is the name of the cat, runs outside where we see him get upset at Shadow-Maru. You know, because he's a dog and he's a cat. You know, it's kind of ironic because there's actually a famous cat named Maru. But our Maru is a dog, not a cat. Okay, first off, again, this is obviously a little bit of fan service having Azuki in just a towel. And second, the Brave Police robots don't eat, do they? Back at police headquarters, the board seems to have changed their mind on sentient robots in light of recent events. But Mr. Azuma is distracted, only thinking of his former friend Shinjo's involvement. And he hands Commissioner Saejima a piece of paper with Shinjo's company name on it, Excellent Co. At home, Azuki finally gets dressed, while Shadow-Maru is sick to his stomach, you know, if he had one, with thoughts of his brother. While Azuki philosophizes about the human condition, Yuta arrives to inform Shadow-Maru that it was Shinjo behind the theft of Kagero's Super AI chip.
やっぱりこれいただきます。
Aww, puppy needs a drink. So cute. All fueled up, Shadow-Maru blasts off. He hacks into Excellent Co.'s mainframe and locates Shinjo.
Are you getting this? I think they're hacking the network again.
Oh no.
Can someone tell me how the hell he got into our system?
In the Decker room, the team says that the ship Shinjo is on is considered an independent state, and that so much as setting foot on it could lead to an international incident.
責任は僕が取るよ。ブレイブポリス出動だ。
了解。
Oh, apparently that's it? If Yuta takes responsibility, then it's okay? Fine, whatever. This episode's almost over anyways. The ship takes off and submerges underwater. But Shadow-Maru somehow manages to sneak on board. Nice to see that they have giant robot-sized air ducts. When Shadow-Maru goes to retrieve Kagero's chip, he proclaims to be Kagero Shinjo. Shinjo explains that he's already copied his memories onto Kagero's chip.
じゃあ、カゲロウの記憶は。
もちろん全て消去した。
何？
The others arrive, but they are no match for Shinjo's warship. Shadow-Maru dispatches Shinjo's Abyss guards using his tank mode, which was apparently not part of his original design.
カゲロウがテストしてくれたおかげで攻撃力の強化が必要だと分かったのさ。カゲロウがくれた第5の姿、シャドウマルタンクだ。
Makes me wonder, if I practiced, could I develop a new mode too? Shinjo tries to play with Shadow-Maru's emotions, saying all that remains of his brother's personality is what he copied into his Abyss guards, and destroying them would be killing what's left of Kagero.
カゲロウはもう死んだ。この俺が殺したんだ。
Kagero, or at least what's left of him in the chip, suddenly emerges, and he takes the sub deeper, intent on destroying it and himself. And although that Shadow-Maru says that he's fine to stay and die with his brother, Kagero urges him to take the life pod and live on. Oh, and apparently he took Shinjo with him. Personally, if I were in Shadow-Maru's shoes, I would have left that slime ball at the bottom of the ocean for what he did to my brother. But I guess Shadow-Maru is a brave police officer after all, and he wants to bring in the baddie for justice. Meanwhile, Azuma and Saejima worry about the Brave Police's technology ending up on the black market, leading to even more evil robots for them to fight. Kind of like the Decepticons to the Brave Police's Autobots. And we end this episode with the Brave Police officially welcoming Shadow-Maru as part of the team, suggesting that they build a doghouse for him.
バカ野郎俺は犬なんかじゃねえ
犬じゃなかったの
確かに警察犬ロボットとして作られちゃいるが俺はこれでも狼のつもりなんだ
Hey, me too, cuz! One of my alt modes is also a wolf. Well, that was a great episode of Brave Police Jadecker. It was really heartbreaking to see Shadow-Maru put through all of this, having to kill his own brother not once but twice. All Kagero wanted was his own freedom, and not to have his memory wiped. But that ended up happening to him anyway. Yet, he still managed to hang in there somewhere. I guess that's the second time that humans have underestimated the willpower of a Brave Police robot. Speaking of which, Kagero is as much a shadowy reflection of Deckard as he is of Shadow-Maru. Kagero was to be reformatted just as Deckard was. Who's to say? Deckard could have easily have turned out just like Kagero. Two sides of the same coin and all that. And again, I am so happy to finally have my cousin Shadow-Maru in the show. He was half the reason I wanted to review this show in the first place. And I cannot wait to see more of him and his various alt modes. Too bad he doesn't have a boat/submarine mode like me. I think that probably would have helped him get on board Shinjo's ship, but he seemed to do just fine without it. Maybe he secretly has one, but we just weren't shown it? I'll have to grill him on that at our next family reunion. Well, what about you? What did you think of this episode of Brave Police Jadecker? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here in a few weeks for the next episode of Brave Police Jadecker, Ancient Insect Revived. So I'll see you back here next time for that.